Good morning. Good morning. I started a little bit early because everybody complains that they can't get on for 10 o'clock. So don't worry for the next minute. So I'll just wait for everybody to join in. That's not a problem. So today is all about hands, wrists, and a little bit engaging the shoulders and the arms. There's going to be a lot of seated practice, although we are going to do a few kind of up on our feet poses just to put some strength into our hands. So I've completely lost my phone, so I don't know what the time is. Okay, so today, like I said, it's going to be a lot of seated. So you're going to be sat down for a while. So I'm going to put myself on a little cushion. So just find a seated position that's comfortable for you, whatever that may be. Just one that's supporting your legs. If you need cushions underneath, one on each side or anything like that, just to support you whilst you're here. If your knees are tender, then that's fine. You can do that. If you've got one behind you, that's fine. I'm just going to work on our hands mostly. So to start us off, we're just going to do a short mudra. So the mudra today, we're just going to take our thumb and touch it to all of our fingers in turn. And we're going to come back. Just going to do this for a few minutes. Now, whilst we're doing that, we're going to you're going to pick a phrase, your phrase, whatever your phrase is. Peace, harmony, health, something that resonates with you. And each time that you touch your fingers and your thumb together, we're just going to say that word. Now, you can do this with your eyes open, looking at the TV, or you can close your eyes, or even if you just lower your gaze so that you're kind of looking past your nose, and you can do it like that. So we're just going to spend a couple of minutes just doing that, which also is going to stretch out those fingers and warm them up a little bit. Okay. Okay. If your eyes are closed or open, all I want you to do is release those fingers. Just relax the hand open. Just take a nice deep breath in. Just sigh that out. And again, deep breath in. And sigh that out. Okay. So from here, we're going to do, pop our hands together, cross over all of our fingers, except our 2 index fingers. So with our thumbs, we're just going to have our hands like this. We're going to put our elbows out to the side. We're going to bring this into the center. And you're kind of lifting up through your crown, through your back, and rotating those shoulders backwards. Whenever we do anything with our arms, our shoulders tend to kind of come forward and hunch, but we don't want to do that. So we're going to rotate them backwards a little bit and just open up that sternum. It's the door, by the way, that's open behind me. It's not it's not something sticking out the top of my head or a weird hairdo today. Okay. So we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths here. We're kind of pushing the base of our palms together. So in case you didn't know, the base is this bit. So it's here under the thumb and the thumb. This it makes the base. So when you're in these positions, if anyone says push your base together, it's pushing your thumbs, basically the bottom of your thumbs together. That's the base of your palm. Our elbows are out. Our crown is high. Our back is high. Sternum is there. Shoulders rotated back. We're just going to take a stretch to the side. So over to the right. Dropping that head down towards the right shoulder. Remember, if that shoulder's sweeping forward, just to rotate it back. And if this one's going up to meet the ear, we don't want it to. Your next in-breath, just come back up to center. Breathe it out. We're just going to go the opposite way. Just going to drop to the left. Drop our head down. Still putting that pressure on the palm. Keeping an eye on those shoulders. And on your next in-breath, bring it back up to center. Breathe it out. Just relax those hands down. The fingers a wiggle. I've got rings on, so that was digging in a little bit. Give your fingers a wiggle. Okay. Rotate those wrists. Okay. What we're going to do, rotate our shoulders back, nice and tall, through the crown, nice straight back. We're just going to extend the hands out, palms facing up. Just stretch your fingers out wide. So I'm like this. So as wide as you can get them. Just, that's it. Just hold them there. Remembering to drop those shoulders down. If it does feel a lot, you can lower them down. You can even rest if it's too much on the shoulders or the upper arms. We're just stretching here. Okay. When we next breathe out, we're just going to relax the hands down. Just rotate those shoulders just a little. So obviously, although we're focusing on the hands, this is the point of the practice. It's the hands and the wrists. This is yoga. Hello. And so we've got, you know, our hands are all involved and they connect to the arms, to the shoulder, but we're also using other bits of our body. So we just have to remember that you might start feeling stretches and strains in other places, because in yoga, everything kind of gets involved. And obviously we're always remembering to keep ourselves tall, coming up through the crown, nice wide sternum, and our tail tucked in, which engages all of our cores as well. Okay, so we're just going to take our hands back out. We're going to turn them over, and we're just going to lift them back like this. Now you might feel a stretch down your arm here. That's fine. It's perfectly normal. If you feel numbness anywhere, it's not quite normal, and you'd maybe want to just relax your arms a little bit. But if it's okay, just relax those shoulders down and push out. You literally imagine that you're pushing against something. So we're straightening the arm, we're using the base just to push. Now relax those fingers together. Drop the hands down. Just going to stay there. Okay. Your next exhale, just drop those hands down. Just wiggle those fingers. Okay. So we're going to bring our hands back out again. We're going to go downwards this time. And then we're going to just twist the right one so it's up, the left one so it's down. Just going to hold it like that. Again, we're pushing with the base into this imaginary wall. We're just going to twist, go the opposite way. Like a weird little finger. And just relax down on the next exhale. Just shake those arms out. What happens is you start to engage all the nerves that go down your arms, so you get like a heat sensation. And that's okay, that's not too bad. You've got a couple of really big nerves that run down your arm, come into your thumb, your index, and then the last 3 fingers. So if you just stretch them out to the side, take them round, bring them back down. Okay, so from here, we're going to take both hands out again. We're going to drop them down, and then we're going to keep our left in this position, take our right hand, and we're just going to pull on our little finger. So we're still stretching out, our shoulders are still down, we're just pulling on that little finger. And then on that ring finger, middle finger, index finger. Now for the thumb, because it's got a lot of movement, we're just going to link our palms and then just bring it down over. So my hands are like this on the opposite side. So if you can see, that's my left thumb there. We're just bringing it over. It's really hard to stretch the thumb because it has got a lot of movement. And then we're going to relax them down. We're just going to go again, obviously on the other side. Just creating that space, just opening up those fingers. Palms crossed, just bring that thumb down. Relax them down. Just get a bit of flexion and extension going. Okay, arms back out. Drop your hands down. We're going to take hold, of the left hand. So if you kind of cup your right hand and bring it so that it goes underneath your thumb. And then we're just going to pull backwards on the wrist. Don't pull too much so that it is extremely painful. You just want a nice stretch. Making sure that we're keeping our shoulders nice and down and we're keeping our back tall. Just pulling back on that wrist. And again, you should feel a stretch kind of going at least on the forearm, if not into the upper arm, and that's fine. It might even be a bit warm, and again, that's absolutely fine. But if it starts to kind of really become painful, or it's like a pinching sensation, or you start getting numbness or tingling, then you'll need to just relax it. It just means that perhaps your carpals are involved and it's causing a bit of tension. Okay, just relax that down. We're going to go again on the opposite side. So arms out, drop the hands, cup this hand, just pull it back. You might even find that one side is looser than the other, or one side creates more heat than the other. Generally, a lot of people tend to find it's whichever side they're dominant on. But this is not, it's not a painful practice. It shouldn't be a painful practice. We're just kind of creating space. Okay, and relax them down. Okay, if you need to adjust your feet, that's fine. If you need to adjust your seat, that's fine. Give your shoulders a movement. Just wiggle those hands again. So we're going to bring our hands together like a prayer. And then when we breathe out, we're going to drop our hands down. Try and relax those shoulders down. They don't want to be up here. They want to be relaxed down. You want to have a nice tall crown. Now, if this is too much, if you can't get down here, just coming here is fine. Or if that's all you can manage is to stay in that position, that's fine. But if you can get to here, then just stay here and relax those shoulders. And keep that crown nice and tall. And keep your sternum wide. Should feel a nice stretch along the underside of your forearms. A few more seconds here. Okay, on your next in-breath, rotate it up, stay there. Now, if you were here the whole time, that's fine. Just stay like this. But if you did bring it up, then we're just going to hold this here. Just about another 20 seconds in this position. Okay, on your next exhale, just drop everything down. What we're going to do from our seated position, we're just going to lean forward, just stretch those hands out. Fingers up to the sky, palms down. This is not so much for the hands, it's to ease out the back, because obviously we've now been sat for like 20 minutes. So in case you didn't notice the passage of time, you might be starting to feel your shoulders or your lower back twinging every now and then. So this is just to ease them out. Okay, so walk your hands backwards with your palms flat on the floor. Just come back up to seated. Okay. So what we're going to do now is take our arms up. So again, shoulders are nice, rotated backwards and down. We're just going to bring our hands like this. If you grab your little fingers together and your thumbs together, just going to stay in this position. Now, if you do have issues with your carpal tunnels, then this might actually be painful, or it might create a kind of tingling or numbness sensation. So you might want to ease off and just kind of do it with knuckles instead, so that you're not getting that bend in the wrist. So we're locking our fingers together because it just opens up the space in the wrists. Okay, and just keep your fingers locked together. Bring them over. Just hold it like this. Remember to watch those shoulders. You don't want them creeping up or forwards. Yeah. Okay, your next exhale, just release them down. Just stretch them out. All those fingers. Oh, I'm still having problems with my groin, so I'm just going to move my leg. Okay. So, from here, just going to put our hands out, bring them together and clasp our fingers. Now we're going to push like this. So this time the shoulders are going to come forward. We're going to push like this. Try and keep the hands flat if you can. So our thumbs are not crossing. They're just sitting on the top. And we're pushing out. Then we're going to take that and we're going to rotate it. And at this point, we're going to drop the shoulders down so that they're not up, they're nice and relaxed. Next exhale, just release that down. And stretch them out. Sorry, Willow's decided today is the day to eat the couch, apparently. Okay, so from here, we're just going to take our hands just to the side of us. I'm just going to straighten my legs so you can see my hands. We're just here, either side. We want to try and keep our back tall, so our shoulders really should drop down. And our hands are resting on the floor. Now from here, all we're going to do is turn our hands around so that they're facing behind us. And again, you'll get a stretch. Should probably go all the way up your forearm. If you drop your chin to chest, you get a stretch across your back as well, which is quite nice. Now, if this is too much, just have your hands at the side or your hands here. If you are in this position, all we're going to do now is push forward, opening up that chest, dropping that head back. On your next exhale, come back to center. Just open those wrists out. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to take both our hands, just come over to the right side. We're just going to lean slightly. I'm going to bend the right arm. So if I come this way, to here, I'm just going to bend that right arm and keep the left one straight. We're just coming over it like this. Try and keep your shoulders down and back. Okay, and then we're going to come back to center. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Just come over, bend that left elbow, keeping the shoulders down. Next in-breath, come back to center. Okay, and just rotate those wrists. We're going to do some what we call deviations now. So if you pop your hands straight out in front of you, you're going to just twist the wrist to the side. Then we're going to bend our elbows. We're going to keep our hands in that position. So this is called an ulnar deviation because your ulnar bone is on this side. You're deviating your hands out towards your ulnar. And your next in-breath, bring them over. We're doing, this is a radial deviation, so you'll have better on one side than the other. This is because your radius is on this side. Try and keep your little fingers tucked in. But if it is too painful, you can just relax them and you'll find that really eases the stretch. Okay. Your next exhale, just relax them down. wiggle those hands. Okay. So we're going to take our hands behind us now. This way, so you can see. So we're basically going to have our hands in fists like this, but it's going to be behind us and tucked in. So it'll be like this. And we're going to push back with our shoulders and really open up the heart. We're getting into the space in our back. So we're kind of working towards a reverse prayer, if we can get there. From here, just twist your hands so that you're this way, so your fists are this way. Instead of being this way on your back, they're this way. Really keeping those shoulders down, sternum open, and then bend those wrists. So we're like this. And then from here, just going to straighten our fingers out. And then come down. On your next exhale, just relax that down. Take those shoulders out. And this time we're going to end up in this position, but behind our backs. Okay. So, however you're comfortable being seated, just give yourself a bit of a wiggle, because obviously we've been here now for over half an hour, so we're really engaging everything now to hold us in this seated position. So don't forget, we're going to end up like this, or even like this if you can, but behind our backs. And we're looking at getting in this space, but behind us. So this way behind our backs is actually a little bit easier than this way behind our backs. So if this is where you can get to, or even like this, or even just with your fingers touching, that's fine. But just work with your body. So stretch your arms out in front of you. Take them behind. Bring your hands together, palms facing down. Relax those shoulders. So you should be in this position almost now. Try and relax those shoulders down. And then all we're going to do is pull the hands out and twist up. So I'll turn around and show you. So we're here. We're pulling the palms away. We're reaching up. We're coming back. We're dropping our shoulders down. Pull through the crown. Some of you may be here, some may still be here, and that's fine. Wherever you are, we're just going to do 2 more breaths. And then on the next exhale, we're just going to bring that down. Okay, so that one's quite strong, so we're just going to fold forward. Oh, stretch those arms in front of us. Keep your palms flat on the floor this time. And just drop your elbows towards the floor. your hands back up. Okay, just a few more behind us, and then we're going to get up and do a few standing poses before coming into Savasana. So we took this pose earlier in front of us, and we're going to literally just do the same behind us. Now, sometimes you can get it behind you and you have to lift, and you can lift all the way up, and that's fine. Some people can't do that, and they can just have it behind them. This is with your fingers like this. And then the goal is to get them this way and to lift up. So when you're behind, you twist your hands out and lift up. So that shape from here. Our arms come out to the side, we cup, so we're pushing out, bringing our shoulders back. Our crown is tall, our back is straight. And just lean forward. Then we take the hands and we twist, we push them out. We're trying to bring the elbows together. Remember to rotate those shoulders backwards and down. So we don't want them creeping up towards our ears. We want them back. Okay, just 2 more breaths. And then release. And just relax to the sides. Elbows out. Hands together. So, from here, you'll come onto all fours. We're just going to lean forward. So, for all fours, and our hips, knees and hips are in line, shoulders and wrists are in line. And we're literally just going to lean forwards on our wrists. Now, make sure that your index finger is pointing straight ahead. So really have a look at it. Then we're going to move our thumbs so that they look like they're trying to meet. So basically like this, but on the floor. We're going to bring the ring finger, the middle finger, the little finger together so they're sat in a group. And I can't show you this one with my hands in the air because I can't do it with my hands in the air. I can only do it when I'm on the floor and I've got something to resist the movement of my fingers. Okay. And then we're just going to lean back on our fingers. And we're just going to come up, lean forward over those wrists. And again, lean back, releasing the fingers. And then lean forwards. Okay. So from here, just pop your hands out towards the sides. Kind of keeping them on the inside of the mat, so the edge of your fingers, the edge of your longest finger, so your middle finger is on the edge of the mat. Just going to bend our elbows. Just drop down into that. If that's too much, just stay here with your hands twisted. I mean, if you can't twist it that much, you can just always have them here. But if you are here, you can bend the elbows. Try and push them out towards the side. And then bend down on them. Just a little bit. If that's too much, just straighten those elbows. Okay, come back up, straighten those elbows. And then we're going to turn our wrists so that our fingers are pointing towards us. We're just going to pull back just a little bit, literally a millimetre, just towards our buttocks, and just hold that there. You'll feel the stretch almost instantly. You don't want to go too far with this. If it's too much, just lean back over like this. If you have got that stretch, just hold that there. Just for another couple of breaths. And then relax, release them out one at a time. Oh. Come into fist, drop back down, and just relax your head. Okay, open your hands again. Here. We're just going to come forward. We're just going to lean our feet back out. We're just going to go into a plank. I'm not going to hold it for too long because this is not about engaging the core. This is about the wrists. So we're not going to be here for minutes and minutes and minutes. Hello, puppy dog. Okay, drop those knees. Straighten the feet out. Come back, keeping those hands where they are. So we haven't moved the hands yet, just keeping them there. We're just going to relax and push back as much as we can. Okay, come back up. Okay. So from here, we're going to come onto our feet. We're just going to stand up. We're just going to pop our hands on the floor with our palms up towards us. Now, if you can do this with your legs straight, that's fine. I know probably my mum can, but I can't. And then we're just going to step onto our hands. Just hold them in that position. Now, if this is too painful with your weight on your hands, then just don't do it. Just hold yourself like this. But if it's not, and you can, we're going to be here. And we're pulling up through the wrists, through the shoulders. Remember again, we don't want our shoulders tucked up, trying to kiss our ears. We want them down. And then release. Our poor squashed fingers. Just do a ragdoll. So wherever you are. Remember, in a ragdoll, we always have our knees bent. It's not a forward bend. It's a ragdoll, which is nice and relaxed. So we've always got our knees bent in a ragdoll. So if you're here in a ragdoll, but you're all the way on the floor, you can just cup your elbows. Okay, from there, just going to pop our hands back on the floor. Take our left leg back. Keeping our toes tucked underneath us at the back. Can't see that. Just like this. We're just going to lean forward, just on our wrists. Then we're going to bring that left leg up to meet the right. Keeping our hands like this. And then we're going to drop that leg back. Drop the right back. We're just going to lean forward. Okay, we're just going to bring that leg up to meet the left. Just stay like this. Now, plant your hands solidly on the floor. Just lean forwards. And then relax. Turn your hands towards the side. And just lean forwards. Lean into your knees, into your elbows. And relax. And if you can, twist them. Just pushing those elbows just ever so slightly with your knees. Just lean forward. And then relax. Relax your hands. Give them a wiggle. Okay, so from this position, so we're here. We're just wiggling our hands. Just going to open our legs wide. Just drop our hands onto the floor with our fingers pointing in towards the sides of our feet. We're just going to push forwards. Just kind of almost trying to bring our knees together. We're going to take our hands in front of us. We're going to pop our elbows into our knees. Just push down into the floor. Now, at some point, maybe not yet, maybe in the future, you'll be able to lift your feet off the floor. I don't have enough balance to be able to do it. Your arms take all of the weight and your legs come up. So I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, a little bit like this. But you stay there for a long time, basically. Okay, so relax your hands. Relax back down onto your buttocks. We're just going to drop our arms behind us. Palms down, fingers facing away. We're just going to do just the last stretch before we do Shavasana. So drop the shoulders. Looking up towards the sky. Really opening up that sternum. If your legs are bent and you need to keep them bent, that's fine. If you can straighten them, that's fine. Straighten them out. Drop your head forward. Again, be conscious of those shoulders, that you're not slouching like this. We're up, we're really pushing. Walk your hands in. Just relax them down. Trying to get those elbows towards the floor. Okay. Now from here, we're going to go into Shavasana. So, feel like this. Just release your body. Pillows, whatever you might need. Get your blanket. I've got two cushions. I'm not going to put one behind my head this time. I'm going to have them on the floor. I'm going to rest my wrists on there because today's practice has been all about them. And they need extra special attention. Remember to wiggle your bum out so that your back is nice and on the floor and you're nice and supported. Just allow everything to kind of droop. Your shoulders are going to drop. Elbows are dropping, feet are dropping. From here, just take a nice deep breath in. Hold it for 2 and then release. And again, deep breath in. Hold it for 2 and release. One more, deep breath in. Hold it for 2 and release. Just allow your breath to return to normal. Now I want you to breathe so that you're filling up your abdomen, so that your stomach rises and your sides feel like they're trying to explode. You're really filling up that space. And then sigh that out. And then breathe in again. Opening up those spaces. And then sigh that out. Allow the breath to return to normal. I just want you to have a think about your hands. How do they feel? How do they feel now? Is there any difference to how they felt before? Do they feel worse? Do they feel better? Are they thanking you for remembering them? Or are they screaming at you for putting them through their paces? Just take a few breaths. Just to process how your hands and your wrists feel, and your fingers. Okay, now have a scan of your whole body. All the way from your toes. All the way up. Notice how the rest of your body is feeling. bringing your awareness back to your body. Just wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. A few rotations in the wrists and your ankles. You're going to bring those knees up to the chest. Oh, just hug them in. Drop to one side. Tuck your hands under your cheek. Just take a couple of breaths here. Slowly, with your eyes still closed, you're going to come back to seated. Palms together, thumb towards your heart center. Crown tall. We're going to pop a smile on our face. You can slowly blink your eyes open. From my heart to your heart. Namaste. So hopefully that was okay. It wasn't too much on your hands or your wrists and just gave you a nice little stretch. You can do some of those movements whenever you want. You don't have to wait for a yoga session. You can just stretch out if you need to. Anyway, I love you all and I'll speak to you later. Bye.